So very frequently, the question comes up from my patients, what to do with the ovaries if they're having some sort of gynecological operation. They wonder what needs to be done, what are the alternatives, what options do they have? And the question comes up frequently, what do they do about the ovaries? It really depends on whether the ovaries are active or not. In other words, is the patient premenopausal, perimenopausal, or postmenopausal? Postmenopausally, the ovaries have very little function. They have stopped producing significant amounts of estrogen and progesterone. The amount that they produce is really not measurable in blood tests frequently, so they lose the benefit of having the ovaries. On the other side, the ovaries are doing something or sitting there, partially active, can still develop ovarian cysts, can still develop malignancy. And so the logical thing to do in the patient who is having surgery, significant surgery of the pelvis, is take the ovaries out, because we are going to diminish, not completely avoid, but certainly diminish the chances of having some ovarian pathology, which could be life-threatening in the future. And so it's, to my mind, it's a very simple situation for the postmenopausal patient. Whether that patient is on hormone replacement therapy or not doesn't really matter in that circumstance. For the younger patient, the perimenopausal patient, this is the one where there's a little more of a decision to be made. But if the patient is willing to have hormone replacement therapy, which would be necessary if they had surgery to remove the ovaries and they're still partially active, then it really is probably a good idea to take out the ovaries at that time as well. If they're significantly premenopausal, in other words, a menopause isn't anticipated for 5 or more years, it's not unreasonable to keep the ovaries, have the benefits of those estrogen, progesterone factories, and the patient will be better off that way. They certainly will be symptomatic if they have a surgical menopause, surgically removed ovaries, and those ovaries were active. And so they then need to have replacement hormones, because that type of very sudden menopause is very symptomatic for patients. Another question that comes up is whether a patient is going to age more rapidly if the ovaries are removed. And again, it depends on what the ovaries are doing at that particular time. Is the patient premenopausal, perimenopausal, or postmenopausal? They're not going to age more rapidly in any of those circumstances if hormone replacement therapy is done. Again, it matters whether the patient's ovaries are active or not as to whether there are going to be symptoms such as aging more rapidly. If those ovaries are active, producing estrogen and progesterone, their aging will be more rapid if they don't have hormone replacement therapy or the ovaries are removed and they are functional. Those circumstances can be avoided, however, by replacement hormones. And patients are certainly going to be more symptomatic if they have a surgical menopause. Aging itself is not going to really change in a lot of ways, but the effects of estrogen and progesterone are largely positive for the body as a whole, and certainly symptoms will occur if the patient has active ovaries removed and will experience pelvic floor issues, vaginal dryness, atrophic vaginitis, symptoms of urinary frequency and incontinence that are all estrogen related. So the symptoms are really estrogen related as opposed to the pure natural aging situation. In summary, the decision whether to remove the ovaries at the time of surgery is one that is going to be individually based. Generally, if the ovaries are active and menopause is not just around the corner, it's better to leave the ovaries in. And if they are only functioning spasmodically or have stopped functioning, in other words, postmenopause, then it's better that they be taken out and diminish the chances of pathology occurring in them that will be very significant for patients.